this is your first video of this series that you're checking into, it is your lucky day because absolutely everything has just changed. I'm 2 days late to upload this, but genuinely, I don't care. The last 48 hours have completely transformed everything I believed, everything I thought could happen, everything I thought, absolutely everything has changed. And I guess I'm going to tell you all about it. So, I guess back to if you're new here, over the past 10 months, I've been centralizing all the admin parts of running a creative business into one place. My goal has been to free up time for freelance artists to get back to doing what they love. Because as you get better and better at your craft, the threshold you have for doing admin-based work just goes up and up and up. And it sucks. Nobody wants to do it. And I've seen firsthand how much time and energy super talented creative people waste every single week on mundane tasks that they don't want to do. So all of this entire series, everything I've been talking about, everything I've been working on in, I guess, the dark, has just been my attempt to change that. And the time's now. So 2 days ago, I had a conversation with a friend, and we went on a walk just to catch up. It's been a while since I talked to this individual, and he asked me how I'm feeling about coding and being a videographer. I explained that I want to just be coding. I explained it kind of like I'm living in an accordion. So if I'm doing a little video work, I'm doing a lot of coding work, but then when I'm doing a lot of coding work, I'm not making money. I don't have any income because I've just been building this foundation. I've just been building this foundation to then go out, market, sell, and try to go from there. So when I'm doing a lot of video work, on the other hand, and I'm making money, I'm not coding a lot. So this side is scrunched. And then I try to code a little more, and I realize, shoot, money's not good. I need to do more video work. And this back and forth push sucks, and I've been stuck in it for a while. And when I explained this to him, he said, well, why don't you make money with coding? And I was like, well, I can't make money with coding because my product isn't done yet. It's not done yet. And he said, why don't you sell it before it's done? I just kind of laughed at him, and I was like, what are you talking about? How in the world can I don't know what something I have. How can I tell you, listening to this video right now, hey, I'm making a new car brand. I want you to buy my car before the car even exists. You can't touch it and feel it yet. I want you to pay me a lot of money for me to make this car for you. That's essentially the gist of it, and I had never thought about it, and it kind of blew my mind that I was sitting there all along. And he works for a very large company that does very well. I'm pretty sure they're on track to become $1 billion company. And he said, they do a lot of venture capital work, and he said in a lot of their portfolio companies, that's what they do. They prove concept that way. They get positive feedback loops that way, and then they take all of that information and iterate it into the product that they sell to the masses. And it fully blew my mind at how that was sitting right in front of me this entire time. And through this entire conversation, I had one friend that I couldn't stop thinking about. He also runs a creative agency. He also does fairly well for himself. And I'd known in the past he had paid for a coach. He had paid, I think it was about $6,000 US to join a program to get a return and make more money as a creative, as a videographer, as a I guess, yeah, creative director is what you would call him. And all I could think about was him, because he was the only person I'd known, or I actively know, that has paid that much for something relatively similar. So right after that walk, I gave him a call. It was just, I said bye, I turned the corner, picked up my phone, and I called him. And I was like, hey man, if I offered you $5,000, so you pay me $5,000 to build a custom software for your business that manages your clients, your projects, your calendar, your invoicing, and then in addition, any bottlenecks you have, would you say no? And he said he would pay it in a heartbeat. And that snapped right away. I can't, I have, once again, goosebumps. I couldn't believe that I've been sitting in front of this the entire time without noticing. And maybe I can go woohoo and philosophical and say, like, maybe I just wasn't ready to be in this position yet, because sitting with this now over the last 48 hours, I have trouble describing with words how I feel. If there is not a thing that has brought this off of my mind, I cannot stop thinking about it. It feels so right. It feels so perfect, and I believe with complete confidence that I can do this. And I don't script these videos. I don't have things written down to say. I got bullet points, stuff I want to cover, but like I don't know how to describe this feeling. It feels like it is exactly what I need to be doing right now. And it feels like everything up until this point has worked up to this. And looking back, everything is crystal clear why it happened the way it happened. But in the present, it feels so perfect. So he kind of confirmed that this idea that I was originally laughing at is legit, and people would pay to have a custom software built that directly solves the bottlenecks in their business. So instead of creating, how do I explain this? Instead of creating a product that I believe and understand would simplify a lot for a lot of people, so covers invoicing, CRMs, project manager, calendar. Those are just a few basic functions of the generalized SonarFlow I've been working on. So as of right now, I have a product, and then I have a customer. Let's say it's this person. So the customer would come to SonarFlow and then operate from within SonarFlow's box, within the parameters that were set for SonarFlow. That's how they would use it. But instead, what I'm doing is I'm going to take SonarFlow, I'm going to bring it over to the business, but I'm going to like warp it and adjust it to what they need in their business. So for example, a wedding videographer might need a thorough timeline that showcases all their weddings, all their deposit dates, all the important, I guess, marks on a timeline where they would need to have some sort of like discovery call or a pre-wedding call, or even a dashboard for their client to go in afterwards and see everything, or honestly anything I can build. I can vibe code. So in addition to that, I had a conversation with my developer, and he has an entire team of developers that also work for him since he owns the company. He's the CEO. And he made it clear that if I get a client right away, he has the capacity to work on that client. And then he said to infinity, like obviously his team is only, it's a finite amount of people at the moment, but he can also source developers for me and then do all of the work it takes to find a qualified developer. So whether I have one person or whether I have 100 people, not only will I be vibe coding to my understanding on what they want, like since I am someone in the shoes of a creative individual, I can understand what a videographer or photographer or most artists are communicating in terms of what they want added into their version of SonarFlow. And then from there, I can just delegate all of these tasks, all of these builds to a team of developers. So I can have a setup fee, which would be a high ticket price, and then that can go to developers to get this done within 30 days. And in 30 days, I'm going to offer people a customized version of Sonoflow that is unique completely to them. So every person that I work with will have their own version. And no one else will have access to that. No one else will have a product like that. So they're essentially paying to have a custom software built. And then over time, as I have more and more people I'm working with, I'm going to take all of the points that kind of like, if you imagine a Venn diagram, the parts that overlap in the middle, that where I see commonalities, I'm just going to take all of those points and I'm going to put that back into the enterprise product, let's call it, where I can then go down the ladder and then sell to the masses that way, since that proof of concept through this feedback loop has been confirmed. So I know what people want out of what I've been delivering. So am I missing anything? Yeah, I have my first meeting tomorrow. Tomorrow at 12 p.m. I'm driving to my friend's house. I'm going to bring him a coffee and we're going to talk about it. He said he wants to see what it is, what it's about, and exactly what I'm trying to do. And for the first time in my life, I'm going to try to sell. Yeah, it's horrifying, but super exciting. And it doesn't really matter how it goes, because I know this is the right thing I need to be doing right now, and I'm just going to continue doing this. I'm going to keep reaching out to every single person I know who could possibly benefit from having something like this built for them, and I believe with complete conviction that having a customized system built for any business can significantly impact the outcome of that business. So there's no more waiting. I'm going forward tomorrow. And that's exactly where we're at right now.